Hello, it is Lord Hayware. I am streaming some more game development, and today we are going to check out, well, let's hit play, and we can look at what we did last time. Earlier, I hit play before I started streaming because I was like, what were we doing? I couldn't remember. And I was like seeing this console stuff down here, and you see where it says faction numbers. I thought there was something wrong with the faction numbers, but they're fine. So basically, right now we can click, the faction names are getting introduced, the counties are there, the population is there, and it says 3. If you click on this, you can see the 3. It's really ugly. You can click this thing that says button. It should probably say close. But what we're gonna do today is, and we have these leaders that you can click, but it doesn't do anything. What we're gonna do today is, this population is supposed to include the leaders, so we're gonna have a leader in here. And we're going to hopefully instantiate each one of these things. We should probably say that instead of is male, it just says, male or female. But we're going to instantiate each one of these as a list, hopefully. And eventually we're going to want to be able to sort that list. But maybe not right now. Maybe not tonight, definitely. Sorting lists is, I don't know. You know what? Is there a sortable list on here? So I actually was going to stream this yesterday, and then the day before that I was thinking about it. And so I started looking into the UI toolkit, and I was like, man, I kind of want to use that because I read all about it and it looked much better. And so then I started doing some tutorials and stuff, and I just got completely demoralized. Why? Because they just use like all new. Sorry, my nose is very itchy. I don't know what's going on. It's the beard. I need to shave it again. It's gotten to the nose itch part. Anyways, so there's a bunch of new terminology that and things in the code. Instead of like find, you use something called queue for query, and it's just like, man, it's like, why throw a wrench into everything? Why have new syntax? And it really in the tutorials weren't very good. A lot of tutorials I find so all of them were for the same thing, but they didn't explain what they were doing. They were just explaining how to get there. Like they were saying, oh, you put this thing here, and then it's going to show up on the screen, and then you change this button, and then they don't explain why you change that button. And that's an issue I have with a lot of the tutorials. So what happens is, you know how to make that one thing, but what I need to do is have a list, and that was something I couldn't find. I found some actually that were pretty close to what I wanted, but I decided that I'm going to give up on that. Maybe we'll switch the whole UI to UI toolkit later. Man, this is really itchy. But right now we're gonna go with what I know. We're still using this version, even though I saw there's a new version. It just didn't ask me if I wanted it. So let's get into this shit. I want to get this shit done. So basically, first step. Oh, you know what we need to do? There was something I wanted to put on. Oh, did I close it? I wanted to put in the project. Let's see here. We got this project. Well, let's look at the project first. Add leaders to the population count and list on a county. We're gonna do some cleanup next. Once we're done with this, so this is gonna be all cleanup. It's gonna be actually kind of fun. I love cleaning up code, make it look nicer. Add leader to population count. So that shouldn't be that hard. So what I'm talking about, like I just said, is if we click on a province, it should just be one higher right now. So population 8. So it should say 9 right now, but we don't want to just say +1. We want to say, where's it getting that number from? We want to add that and the hero list of the people in that province. The heroes in that province. And when I say hero, your leader is a hero. So let's see here. Where the fuck is it getting that info from? Uh-oh, Kitty's coming over. Okay, Kitty, you gotta go away. I just let him in. Let's see. UI population info panel. Now he wants some. Oh, this is that's a different UI thing. What we're gonna need here is, let's go to project scripts. UI county panel. This one should probably be called counties, but no, it is just one county. We were looking at this before. This cat has been so needy lately. I guess I say that every time. We were looking at this before, and I was confused on where it was getting the information. And you know what I think it is I set up a getter setter Um, yeah, and I left this in here just because I like it to say that. But I think I'm adjusting. I'm adjusting to this new way. We'll save that. So this is just assigning the things and their public static. So we're assigning these somewhere else. So let's look at population text. Let's find that. County population text. I bet you population plus. So what is this? Where are we at? This is in select county. This seems like a terrible spot for this. Let's also. I made this text bigger so that it would be easier to see in the videos. So sometimes I do this just because. So this is changing the current population to a string. So it's saying population county's name dot population. So let's go look. There's a different way I think we want to do this. How are we assigning this thing? That's going to be under counties is a list, but let's look at our county thing. Maybe there's a getter setter in here. Population is an int. Can't remember any of this shit. So this is a weird way to. This is like the shitty way to do it, but I mean, I did it this way, so. So where is this? Let's see where this county's population is getting assigned. County. Whoops. Counties. Well, it's got to be in the world map load, right? This is all null. What is this true thing again? Every time I start a stream, I have to look through all my code to figure out. Okay, so this is a capital. The last thing is population. Oh, I vaguely remember this. We're getting back. Yeah, so county name population equals total population. Total population is this thing that we're assigning here. And this is a random range. So what we need to do is also include, so it gets done first. We need to include the length of, yeah, is this the right spot to do this? Yeah, it is, because that population will be correct. We just need to remember to take the population off if like the leader moves or dies or some shit. I was trying to think, we could do it. It doesn't matter. We can do it right here. So let's do plus. Okay, but this is by faction and look. Oh, Jesus, we made it real difficult for ourselves because why did we do it that way? Because the leaders are going to be moving all over the place. Faction hero dictionary. What is this total population? We're just setting it right there. Oh, wow. This is going to be kind of a pain. This is the problem with not thinking through everything you do. Let me put up I like to have my frame stats up just in case. Okay, so if it's the capital, we need to also generate so we generate the leaders first, which is right. We generate the population, which is what we want. And then after this, we need another if statement because we need to get. This isn't going to work. This will work once. Is that what's. Let me think here. So if we get the leader. If. How do we do that? We're going to have to do a for loop? Is that what we're going to have to do? How many leaders? Because we don't know. So I don't think this is going to work the way we want. We got to do this in a different spot. So this is the issue that I'm thinking about here. So we click on, if we go back to here, we click on this place and it says, yeah, there's a leader there, but let's say there's 2 there. You know, or sorry, right now we assign it a leader, so it says there's 11. That will work until we click on a different province. Yeah, we can't do it here because this is just an awake. Yeah, this is just a one-time awake thing. We got to do it when it's being selected. So when the county's being selected, we are just plopping this in here. This shouldn't just be plopped in here. If the player faction equals the faction name, that means we own it. It's going to tell us the population, and otherwise it's not going to tell us the population. And we currently have this thing set up so we can see all of the different provinces. And we'll leave that in there, and it's just a bool. So what we need to do actually here is where we needed this math to happen. And we could like set up a function. Whoops, a function. That looked fucked up, but I guess it wasn't. We could set up a function. Let's get rid of this thing. To run this math, because we're going to have to do it. Where are we? Right now, let's not do that. We can clean it up later. So the first thing we're going to want to do is, if this is the same, this doesn't look right. What happened here? I guess it's right. So we're not going to, this shouldn't be, this should be, here. Well, we need this to be something. Total population. This is going to be an int. This is going to be here. We're going to go total population. This one shouldn't be called. What's your problem? Oh, I don't have a thing on the end. This shouldn't be called total, or the other one probably shouldn't be called total population because we're calling it that here and they're different. So let's fix that. Where were we generating that? Here? This should be probably called county population or something. Or human normal population or something instead of total population. Bye, kitty. He was upset I didn't. This should be called normal population. And this one, we're going to do the same thing. Because the reason is, because it's not the total population of this place. It's just the population of... Oh, I just thought of another issue with this. Each time you click on it, it will keep adding it up. Okay, let me think this through some more. So on select, if we say like this plus the leader, every time you click on it, it will keep going up. So this is what we'll do. We need this is my deep thought look. Okay, so this should really be quite easy, but it's it's not. All right, go back to the county. We can just be lazy and not put. I mean, it doesn't. Let's think about this. Do we want that person to be in there? I keep changing what I want to do to make it easier on my life. Let's just not do that. That will show that, yeah, the heroes won't count as population. I'm thinking we might be. Why do we want the heroes in the population count? I guess we don't. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I think I was just doing that for like fun. So let's just skip the whole fucking thing, and then we can add it in later if we need to. It's something we don't necessarily need, and like I said, I like changing things. We can just put this back to um, this. We can get rid of this. I like changing things to make my coding life easier. Then we better hit play to make sure we didn't fuck something up here. Um, we still don't want it to say total population, so that was a good change. The other change, yeah, I don't think that it matters. It might matter later because we're gonna have to put it in here. We're not gonna put it. We're gonna have two sections. We're gonna have a leaders, and then we're gonna have population. And I was kind of thinking we might have a pop-out box that shows the person that you clicked on, but we don't need that much information on these people. Ryan Johnson, we don't really care about him too much, but what his special abilities are and stuff. We more care about uh, the leaders' special abilities. The leaders will eventually have like an inventory and stuff too. Sorry, the heroes. Okay, so that's working. At least I didn't even check. I just hit play and then started looking at that one thing. Let's see. Let's double check my life here. So 10, 10, some random number between 3 and 8. Looks good. Yeah, we don't need that. So, except that when you click on it, it is going to show the leader on there. And then what about when we hit the leader button? What is it going to show? It's going to show the panel that's blown out. Okay, so that's fine. We'll just have that. I mean, how how important is it to have that show everybody in there? I don't know. I can't even decide on this here. Let me fix something. Um, let's do this. When I'm indecisive, instead of things taking forever, let's just put this over here and we can check on it later. Um, I am not sure we need the heroes listed in the population total in the county info panel. I may, like in 5 minutes, I might be like, nope, we definitely do. But right now we can just push that problem. We can kick that problem down the road and we can go to the next thing that we need, which is, I just minimize that, but I want to look at it, which is in the population panel, have the population. Okay, so this is going to be the real work that we got to do today. And I already was struggling. Sometimes my brain has to get warmed up. Actually, most of the time, my brain has to get warmed up when I'm programming. Okay, we don't need this to be popping out every fucking time, this debug log. So let's get rid of it temporarily. We might need it later if we're trying to fix something else. So we'll put that there. Okay, so when we're waiting. So when they click that population thing, this population info panel pops up, and let's turn it on so we can see it. This population info panel, county population, it has the title. It's got a text list. That's the list where we're just jamming everything in there. And then it has a close button. We might as well name this close. Close. It probably doesn't need to be that big, but we'll just leave it like that as well. Let's center this up. Oh, I already did that. But I didn't change the name of it. Okay, so in here, though, what we're going to actually need is not a text. The list text is not what we're going to need. We're going to need... let's turn this off. And we're going to insert... I don't think it's a group. It's like the group we used before. Yeah, so it's just we're going to do an empty game object, and we're going to call this horizontal group, horizontal population group. And we used these groups before, so it shouldn't, well, it will probably be hard. Wait, is that a vertical group? That's a vertical layout group. It's not horizontal. Vertical. Vertical. Okay, so basically what we will do is, and I just change that to upper center so that it's going to be in the upper center of this. First thing we're going to do is just make it bigger. We probably don't need it that big. Let's put it like this big, 400 by 500. Because we're going to also want to put a, whatchamacallit, 20 by 0. We're going to want to put a scroll bar in here. And I'm actually not that familiar with how scroll bars work. Let's see. It's not going to go that way. On value change, we're going to have to look up how to do that. Direction, top to bottom. So it's going to be over here. Why can't I move you? Number of steps. Position. Why can't I move certain stuff? It's weird. It's not weird. It's I just don't understand it. We want this to be, oh, do we have to use this? We want it to be over here. Oh, that didn't do jack shit. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong thing. This needs to be over. Whoa. No, that's just height and width. The height and width is like that, but that's very thick. That's very thin. We want it to be on the right-hand side. Top to bottom. Value size. Is it this button without the thing? No? Maybe I don't attach it to this, to the bottom, or to this thing. What is below this? Sliding area, handle. I would like this to be on the right-hand side. Padding, pivot, anchor, scale. I actually don't even think we need to fuck with this right now. Value. Oh, it gives you like a partial, huh. What does the size do? Oh, that's just the scroll bar size. Let's number of steps. Oh, that's probably how fast it moves. On value change, so it's going to give us like a value between 0 and 1, huh? That's weird. Navigation is automatic, everything, explicit. Well, let's worry about the scroll bar later. It's going to be the least of our problems. The vertical group is going to be the, oh, maybe that's why, it's because it's inside the vertical group. That's what it is. Let's take this out of here. So the vertical group's automatically adjusting it to its size. Stop it, shitbag. We'll pull it out, and then we can move it around. We just want it to be over here on the side. And it will adjust the vertical group. Now this is all off center and shit though. But well, like I said, we don't really need to fuck with that yet. The big challenges are going to be getting this list to pop up. Not that one. This list. So what should happen is if we create, let's just copy this text and put it in here. And I said in here. Now I fucked it up. Okay, we'll off to a good start. Well, let's create an empty game object. So then if we have 2 of these, it should, yeah. So it's automatically putting those in there. But what we want to do is instantiate. And I was thinking we could make it a button. But for the population, we don't actually care. We're not going to be clicking on just the standard people. Or are we? Do we want to see their skills all laid out? I was thinking we would put their skills across the bar at the top, like a text bar that says, you know, intelligence, whatever. In fact, that's what we should put. This is what we should do first. So that's currently like that, but let's put this all on a panel so we can move the whole panel around. So let's add a panel. This is going to be the population panel. We actually already have a panel. Where is the panel? It covers the whole. Yeah, we don't want that. We want another panel. We're going to create a UI panel. We're going to call this vertical list with scroll bar. I know that's a long thing there, but then we're going to put this right here. We're going to put this right here. Okay, so what does this thing look like? We actually don't want it to look like that. Does this have a... We want it to be clear in the background because it's going to sit on top. We don't want it... So this whole thing is going to be bigger. Let's make it... Not that. We want it to be over to the left a little more. I don't think we want 0. No, let's do 100. That actually looks okay for now. Right should be 100. Bottom will be 0. Bottom will not be 0. We'll put 100. So that gives us like a nice little square there. I don't know where my OBS keeps going over here. And then we're going to try to get this list in here. That'll be the first thing we're going to do. Except, okay, yeah, for a second I was confused on what we were doing. Let's delete this thing. It's just one less thing that we don't need. Then we're going to move this so that it's not... I guess I could have done it this way. It's going to be in dead center for now. We'll adjust, but actually we need to adjust something. We're going to do 450, and we're going to say just be at the bottom, not that thing. Alt click, be at the bottom, and then at the top we are going to have some columns, and that's why I wanted this thing here. We're going to add a text box, and we're going to call this, we're just going to, I wonder if there's an easier way to do columns. Actually, we can just do this thing. Yep, that's where we want that. I want it bigger, though. I want it centered. Yeah, if we move around, I wonder... Man, so I'm always complaining about CK3. Their columns never line up. Kitty. Now Kitty's ran back in here. Now he's meowing. Oh, I know. It's so... you live such a terrible life of just total comfort, Kitty. Okay. I'm thinking probably we want a text box for each item. So in CK3, the columns don't line up perfectly. If you can play the AAA game and the fucking columns don't line up. The top bar is off a lot of times. So I was thinking we could put, you know, name. We would have to adjust all this stuff, or we could just stick in the text. You know, we could go name, and then we could like fill out. Oh, spaces don't matter. Huh. What was the other thing? Age. Actually, we don't want colons. Let's do this first, and then we'll say sex. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, this is some ghetto ass shit, though. Let's look at how this looks. Kitty, I don't know what's wrong with you. It's such a terrible life you live. Treats and stuff. I think we want this text to also be black. So I think what we're going to want to do... I just had an idea. We could do a horizontal group. That's what you do. You pet the cat. And then you could adjust like the buffer. Let's try that. All right, where's this text right here? We're going to need a vertical or a horizontal or an empty game object, I guess. The issue is that when we change the size of the screen, it's going to throw everything off. Empty game object. Oh, Kitty, you want on my lap? You never want on my lap. He came with the claws. He's like, I'm lonely. I don't have any friends. Horizontal. How do you spell that? Let's just add the component and then we'll know. Horizontal. Horizontal. Horizontal column names group. Column like Gollum. That's not how you spell it. Column with 1 like that, I think. I don't know, does it say column over here somewhere? It doesn't. Maybe it says it in here, or I'll have to Google it. Column. No, I'll Google it. God damn it. My spelling issues. Column. There we go. I already spelled it right. So this is what I'm thinking here. Middle, center, kitty. Middle, center, kitty. Get in the game, kitty. Let's do middle, center. We'll add a new empty game. No, UI text and width and height. Well, I'm supposed to say at 50. 50 seems really small. 50 by 50 is like that? Yeah, that's too small. 100? How about 200? What is this other thing below it? Oh, that's my horizontal group. Is it really? We're going to put this horizontal group up here. And we're going to say this is going to be name. And we're going to say name. Okay, so let's get rid of this thing. We don't need this shit here anymore. Yeah, that looks terrible. Let's center this. Let's center this. Nope, that's bottom. Center that. Now we're going to duplicate this. We're going to duplicate this. Yeah, so it's going to automatically put it in there. We might be onto something. Name, age, text. It's going to say age. Then we're going to duplicate that again. And this is going to say sex. And this is going to say sex. Okay, so this has gaps. So I wonder how we're going to do that. Do we need to put a... You know, there's another group that puts it... That would line it up for us, but they wouldn't be... Is that the only data that we're adding in here currently? We know what we need, though, actually. Where are these people? So first and last name is going to be their name, but we could actually break that into two different groups. Let's make that one group currently. We're also going to put their occupation in here. And this is for later. I don't know if we're going to get to it tonight, but we just want to have it in there. Uh, it's not an int. It's not an int. It's a string. And we'll break this down to like here so we can see it. Then occupation equals new occupation. Then we're going to fix this thing. We're going to just add a null in. And you know we have a thing. We actually have a thing somewhere. Oh, we called it activity. Actually, activity is what we should call it. Activity. And don't worry, kitty. Oh, now you're sleeping. If he's fine with that, one time. Now he saw me looking at. He woke up because I moved fast. Uh, One time in my life, I was in bed trying to fall asleep, and he came and jumped on the covers and like laid there for like 10 minutes, and I was so shocked because he never comes. Well, he's been coming to my room more frequently. Oh, now he's trying to look petable. Anyway, so he lay there for like 10 minutes, and then he like just got up and left, and he's never done it again. Like he was just I didn't give him the pets he wanted or whatever. I was it was dark. I was trying to sleep. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do activity. These are very similar, but this is going to start like changing. Maybe one day we might combine these. I was just thinking we could combine these. What's going to be different about the heroes versus the? Let's put that in as a note. We might just have it and just have a bool that says like is hero. That might be easier. And then when we create them, we'll throw a bool that says, is a hero, and then is the leader would be another bool. I mean, that's such a little amount of data. Let's put that in county population list. Do we need that? Like, it's such a weird idea. Not idea. It's. I don't know where we're going. We'll put this down here just so we'll look at it again. That would also solve that other issue we were just looking at where I gave up at the beginning. This thing pops up whenever I post a new. In my Discord. I have a thing that posts. It's probably annoying as fuck to everyone else, but it posts when I do a new issue. Man, these are almost identical. Then we could use the location. We would just have one gigantic population list of everybody. Well, like there's only 10, it's not a big deal. But if you had 100 or 1,000, and when you click on a province, it would have to go through and be like, nope, these are the ones that it can be, everyone in the list to show it. Wait, actually, we have this already broken up by county. My music stopped. Well, now I'm thinking we want to do that. let's think about it next time. That's not going to affect this list that we're currently creating. Either way, we're going to have to put a list here. But what I was thinking, all right, so we got a vertical list and a horizontal list. Why not have just use one group? And then we'll just fill in all the little parts with stuff. So this might be, we can use that still. This we wouldn't use this though. I'm just gonna get rid of it temporarily. This one's fine. Name, age, sex. Like, sex isn't like the most important thing, but I guess we're using it. We want them to have kids and shit later is the thing. You know, the time passes so slow. Oh, that's what I remembered I wanted to add. We pause time when function when a panel is opened. Currently, time just keeps going. It's just in the background running, and we want it to pause when it does that. We'll have to deal with like multiplayer way later. We'll put that here. Okay, so there's another group. Let's do this. Let's add in another empty thing and call it group list group population list group. We're going to put it right here. We're going to turn this whole thing off. We're just going to get rid of that. We're going to move this to here. We're going to copy this stuff. If you go to here and you go to copy component, and then we can copy this to here. I'm really lazy, and we can paste as values, and it should make it the same. There we go. We got that there. Then we're going to add this as a group, a canvas group, a grid layout group. We were using a vertical layout group before. What is a sorting group? What is a toggle group? What's the difference between a canvas group and a grid layout group? Canvas group versus... I think we want the grid layout. That didn't... Unlike other layout groups, the grid layout group ignores minimum preferred and flexible size properties. It contains layout elements and instead it assigns a fixed size to all of them, which is defined within the... What happens if we try to sort that shit, though? Are we going to get like all the names to sort on their own? I want somebody to tell me what's the difference. I think we just want to use the grid one. Man, that seems like so much extra work. I'm in deep thought these past days. So this is the original idea, is we have a list that just goes, you know, with everything, all the information in it. But then I was thinking if we do the grid, we could actually make them always line up. Let's copy this. We're gonna do two. I don't know, man. If I remember correctly, it goes from the bottom up when it is rendering this stuff. So you basically want it in the order that. Just do it this way. When I watch tutorials and people do that, just do it the way I'm telling you. I always get so frustrated. Okay, Let's turn off this one. Let's turn this one back on. Man, it seems like the group. So this is what I keep thinking about is like if we put name, age, and sex and like this. See how this is different? You know, the screen. Even if we make this lined up, let's try. Let's try it with the population list group. Let's try that first. This has our text. We're going to leave that at the top on its own because it's not going to change. And actually, these should be buttons. We're not going to do that right now because I don't know how to fucking sort anything. We're going to turn this off. It's going to get confusing. This one needs to be turned on. Then we're going to add to this the layout group. I don't know. I'm going to add a canvas group. Oh, we don't want that one at all. Remove component. Layout group. Grid layout group. We don't want this to be a part of it, though. We want you to be like that. What is this? What is this thing? We want you to be here. All these names are confusing me. What the fuck did I just do? I've like put something inside something that shouldn't have been there. Oh, we can't have that as a part. Population info panel title. I did fuck this all up. Again, let's delete this. No, we can leave that there. It will make sense later. We have the close button still there. Okay, so this is a panel. This is the act. Okay, so this needs to be up here. I don't know how that got in there. Oh, so this is the thing I was just talking about. We want this on top of this other panel, so I was doing it wrong. No, I'm doing it right. I was saying it right. I was doing it wrong. This needs to be down here. Down here. Because it's at the bottom, so it's gonna did I just make these things all? Okay, population list. Now what the fuck is this thing? Okay, no, this is the panel I originally created. I need to just get this shit out of here. I'm getting too confused. Okay, let's add a new empty. It's gonna be called old shit, and we're gonna move it. Actually, we're gonna put. It's gonna be called, and then we're gonna get it out of here. We're gonna put it underneath armies, and then we're gonna put this in the old shit. This is, oh, come on, get in the old shit. I just want it temporarily here. There we go. I just want it out of the way. We'll probably delete it in a second here. Okay, so this, where's here's the title. I want this at the very bottom. It won't let me because this is attached. Let me out of here. Get out of here. Okay, we want this at the very bottom because it needs to be on the top. The top, think of them as layers. We want it on the top layer. So it goes from it's rendering from the bottom up. So we want this to be on the top layer. So that's why it's at the bottom. Just the opposite of what you would think. Who knows why they decided to do it from the bottom? Even though it's yeah. Okay, so now we got the population info panel. Let's get this scroll bar the fuck out of here. We just want it out of here. I mean, I can easily recreate that stuff. These things we don't need. We have this population, you know what? We had these set up to open on click, but now they're probably not opening. on click, but we'll figure that out. Now we have the close button, we have the close text. The close button doesn't need to be expanded. We gotta get organized here. Gotta be organized at all times. Population list group. This is gonna be the group that is going to have, this needs to be a child of this thing. There we go. This is gonna be the group, back to our scene, that's gonna have the grid layout group. Upper left, spacing, and then this thing, we don't want this thing to be a child of this. We want it like up here. And somehow we fucked this up. Middle center. Yeah, see how it got small? I wonder if I still have that stuff on my clipboard. Let's paste. I don't. Let's go to the old shit. And we'll copy this. Components. Like I said, I'm fucking lazy, man. Paste values. Okay. Close up the old shit again. Like laughing at myself. I mentioned this last time. I think you gotta have a sense of humor when you're programming. Otherwise, you just break inside and you get frustrated and you don't want to do it anymore. Like the UI documents are pretty cool because they have like, you can put style sheets and stuff, and like I could apply the style sheets to everything. I just couldn't, it was too much for me. Maybe I'll do another one and we'll come and rip this shit apart. But another tutorial. But I couldn't do it. It was too much on my plate of trying to figure that setup out. Okay, so we can close this up. Now we want to match with this. We need above the close group, the close button. So let's put in a UI text element. And look at it, it's way up in the corner right there. We're going to just call this Lord Haywire. We'll just call it test name. And then we're going to duplicate it. We're going to call it 50. Okay, I'm 49. And, oh, no, sorry, test age. And then we're going to duplicate it. What am I? Control D is duplicate, by the way. Test sex. And I know there's like 12 sex jokes that we could have done at this point. We're going to put Lord Haywire in here. And then we're going to put 49. That's how old I am. And we're going to put yes for sex. No, we're going to put male, right? Okay, so this is what, so we need to, first off, this needs to be below this thing. Right there. Perfect. So see how this is going to group this? We need this to match these three things. Could we could probably put another game on, because we're going to be instantiating all this shit. I don't want to instantiate one test or one name, one thing. These are all text boxes. So I bet you we could put a game object. But let's figure out how this group works, though. But then if I put a game object, that would ruin the whole point of what we're trying to do. My idea is that if we can adjust this group enough, we can make it so that if we change the screen size, things are going to already be lined up automatically. Just dawned on me, that's probably impossible. So let's fuck with this, though. Horizontal, vertical. No. Upper left, we want middle center. No, we don't. Middle, upper center. These boxes are too small. What was the size of these boxes? We'll copy this size of this. 20 and 200 by 50. Oh, I can't. Why can't I change the size on them? Because this group controls it? It does. 200 by 50. See, that almost lines up already. flexible starting corner, upper left is right, starting axis horizontal is right, upper center, constraints fixed column count. And we say 3. What is this big gap though? I want to see what these. We could put this in this group. Oh shit, we could do. Oh shit. First off, can we change all these? I already have it. I think this will work. We want it centered and centered. This is what we do here. We don't need this shit. We need this shit though. We just never. Fuck you. Don't put that at the bottom. I know what we do. We never turn this one off, and then we instantiate these other ones. And it will work. This is gonna work, motherfuckers. I'm very hostile. No, I'm very excited. 250. See, look at that. Look at that. It doesn't look centered though. It is centered, but it doesn't look centered. Then we can also move this up here. Then we can delete this thing. There's one less thing we got to worry about. So think of it this way. When we instantiate these 3 things, they'll just appear in here. But it sucks that we have to instantiate them 3 at a time. So the other option is we could do the horizontal thing, which I just deleted. And we could instantiate 1. But so let's think about it this way. If we go back to our game and we change this to some weird other thing, that doesn't help us. Whoops. Let's go to like free aspect. Is that actually working? I mean, is it changing? Can I put in some bizarro? Low resolution aspect. What is that? I don't think this is changing. I mean, the screen size is changing, but nothing else is. You know, I think it's working. No, it's not. It's working, but it's not working the way I think it's working. All right, let's try it like this. We'll just instantiate all 3 things. And then maybe this is a dumb idea. I'm trying to think. Unity. Oh, well, we need this for later. Can I open this in a new Unity instantiates resource usage? Like how bad is that? I guess we'll worry about that later. We can always go backwards. We can go backwards, but that actually looks how we want it. I mean, we got a big gap there. That's why I wanted this on a panel, though, was so that we can move that panel around. And we can, like, put the top to 50 or something. Yeah, that's better. And the bottom to 50. So let's think about this. If I make, yeah, see, if I make this smaller, they're still going to stick to the same size. So that's what we want. And it's lined up. There is another way we could do this. The way we can do it is we could set up a horizontal group that's all set, because these are going to be prefabs, that is all set up. That actually might be better. So we're going to go back to what we did. I deleted it though. Let's try this one more time. Yeah, there's a way we can test this too. Okay, so let's create another one. Horizontal um, population list group, which I think is what I called the other one. It's probably down here in old shit somewhere. Yeah, well, that's the column names. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break too, so that so that the what are these? They're 250. Oh wow, look at that. It doesn't. It just fits that much. Oh no, the cat's sleeping now. I was gonna let it out. Well, I am gonna take a break. How is this thing? Yeah, we just have it constrained to 3. What does the spacing do? Oh, it just puts them farther apart. Man, I cannot decide. I've been here an hour, and we haven't decided on shit. All right, that thing's done. I just want to get that notification up. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break, and we'll make a decision when I get back, or while I'm smoking. And I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Okay. I thought about it while I was outside, and I came to no decision because indecision is my life, I guess. Uh, So how would we do this? We could put this in a panel, but then that defeats the purpose. So we'd have to instantiate all three of these. Let's go the other direction. Let's put... So in this isn't going to be a group. We're going to get rid of this grid layout group, which is going to fuck everything up. Oh, it didn't. We're going to make this a horizontal. This is going to be a vertical layout group. And that's how that's supposed to look. But inside this, we're going to put a horizontal one. Oh, I already did this. I already was getting planned and set up for this. Let's put this inside here. And what was this? 250 and 50. Now we're going to put these in here. If I just drop it, okay, good. It's going to look all fucked up for a second here. We're going to put, look at that width. Look how they're all up there too. We're going to reset these things. These little button, I kind of wish there was a hotkey for that. They're going to be all stacked on top of each other, but it's okay. We're going to fix that in a second here. So this is going to be 750. And what was it, 50? We actually could do like 800 just to have a little extra room. And I reset these too soon. I guess I can just select them all and go reset. Horizontal. Oh, I never put the horizontal thing. I thought I did. I did not put the horizontal group here. Upper left. No, we want middle center. Okay, so now we have this thing. It's in the wrong spot because it thinks it's in the right spot because we're in this group. We're going to do that. We're going to go back to this. We have a vertical group. Then we're going to do another one of these. We'll just duplicate this. Then we'll open it up. And we're going to delete all these. And then we're going to go up to here. Come here, motherfucker. Up to here. And we're going to put these in here. And then this is grouped. This is all gacked. I was going to say gacked. We're going to uncheck that box. All right. This is the way we're going to do it. It's all gacked. This just says sex. I get sex on my head. Oh, look at these things. They're little. Are these squares? No, these are all fucked up. I don't think you can change. Oh, you can. That's beautiful. Now what am I listening to? This is not the Ramones. Oh, Wolf Parade. Wolf Parade's always a little louder in my ears than. Okay. This is gonna work. And we're not gonna say test. This is gonna be our prefab. We're going to now just call this. This is what we're gonna do. Just out of pure laziness, we're gonna delete those. We're gonna select these. We're gonna duplicate them. We're gonna copy these and put them in here. We're gonna go to here. These can be the same name, but you don't actually want your shit to be the same name because if you do a find, it can find stuff that's the same name. So what we're going to do this is we're going to actually call this title text. And I think we're actually going to need an array of game objects, which is crazy that I even know how to do that. Thanks again to Fublas. Okay, so we're gonna put in this text is gonna say we're actually gonna say test name because there's so many named. We know it can't be 99, so we can see that, and then we're gonna say right now it's so we'll say. I guess we could have put test sex on all of them. I was trying to keep a similar number of letters, or size and letters. Okay, so this is going to be our prefab, and I'm actually going to go in. Oh, I already set this up. So we're going to put a UI prefab thing. Wrong one. We're gonna put it here. Now oh, it's got the wrong name. We're gonna rename it. I don't want to put prefab at the end because it's a prefab already, but we'll put free. No, we won't do that. Horizontal population list. Text. I guess we will just say prefab. All right. Okay, so that doesn't update in that direction. So we're gonna delete that. Then we're gonna stick this back in here and see what happens. That works perfectly. Okay, so let's delete this thing again. So we got this prefab. It's a prefab.prefab. See, like, everything's got to be named a certain way and shit. What's my problem? Okay. So we got everything listed how we want it. Now we're going to want some code to do something with it. I'm very tempted. Yeah, let's do this too. Let's put a UI folder in here because I'm starting to have too many things that say UI on them. And I'm very much into organization. If you saw my house, you wouldn't think that, but then we'll do a new one and we'll create a script. Oh my God, Kitty's back. And he's meowing. So a couple of times, twice. Oh, I see an issue with our prefab. The text is white. So let's fix that. A couple of times the cat has slept in the hallway between my bedroom and my bathroom, and I kicked it in the middle of the night, not on purpose. It was dark. I was going to the bathroom. And so now when I get near that spot, he gets up and runs away, which I understand. Like, I felt so bad. But I don't know why I keep telling you all these cat stories. Okay, let's fix this prefab. Well, first let's fix this stuff. Come on. Oh, I was in the middle of typing and I got cat storied. Sidetracked with cat stories. This is going to be UI instantiate population list. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Instantiate. You're thinking that's another ridiculous name. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. We'll copy this. There's going to be at some point in my life where I'm just naming everything derp or something like that. And we're going to put this here because before I forget, we'll get rid of this shit. We'll hit save. We're probably going to need those collections. Maybe not. Let's get rid of it. I like clean. Okay. Now that we've made this decision, we can probably delete everything on old shit here too. Let's wait. No, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of this shit so I can't go back. Yeah, we can add this scroll bar in later. Let's just get rid of old shit altogether. No, let's leave it. Nah, let's just rename it. Here we go. It's not old shit, it's just shit. There we go. All right. Then we need to go back to that prefab because this UI folder might not be necessary. We need to open this puppy up and we're going to change all this text to black. It's nice that it shows me right there. I don't remember doing that before. Okay, so we're gonna hit save. We're gonna go back from here. We're gonna go back to this. Change this to black. You can save these little swatches down here, and I just save like the ones that I use, and this is the last one you used for this other game. It just remembers all of them forever. We'll save that again. Okay. So what are we gonna do with this code? How the fuck do we do this? First off, this is gonna go on here. Whoops, I tried to drag for... that would have been great. This is the Visual Studio right on there. It's going to go right here. It doesn't do anything yet. We know we're going to need a game object. It's going to be a serialized field so we can access it. Private game object. It's going to be the, what did we call this thing? I'm still laughing about that. What did we call this prefab? It had some ridiculous name. Copy that out of there. Make this camel text or whatever it's called. So it's so funny how like I kind of didn't want to program today because I was just kind of burned out on everything and I didn't want to play a video game and I didn't want to do anything. But then once I get started, you know, I like it. So I don't know what the deal is. Like sometimes that happens. So we can just drag and drop this thing in here. This prefab. So now we have our prefab in there. And that's one of the few times I don't mind one of the few times I don't mind dragging and dropping as prefabs. I don't like, normally I don't like dragging and dropping stuff. Okay. I'm just making sure I wasn't posting stuff to Discord again. All right, so the issue with this is going to be, so where is this going to be accessed from? This is going to be accessed from when you select a province, sorry, a county. It's going to open up, no, that's not where it's going to happen. It's going to, where do we have that? When you click on the population text, we just made it a button, and it currently doesn't do shit. So that, like, all it does is open that thing up. Where were we applying the... This must have just, like, the thing saved to it. Yeah, so that just has the... We're assigning these so that other scripts can access that, which is fine. I don't know if there's a better way. If there is, tell me. County panel... That's the same thing. Army panel is the same thing. Instantiate is not vertical army list, vertical hero list. Okay, so what the fuck is, what are we, how the fuck are we getting this stuff? When we select a province, sorry, a county, select county, where are we turning this on? So, our hero info list is getting turned. We have this set here. There's probably a better way to do this too. I think there is a better way to do this. And that's not a very helpful comment. We'll just leave that there. So anyways, this is set to false so that every time you left click, it turns it off and then it turns it back on, which is kind of dumb. It's going to turn it back on. Check for armies. Check for heroes. Let's find this. Okay, so if this is the hero one, we don't want the hero one. Oh, there is no. Wait, where's the? How are we printing the? That other text to here. Population list text. UI population info script. Okay, so here's where we're doing it. And we have it on enable. We now have a different... this is actually where we should put it. Let's delete that other thing. Oh, I should have copied the code out of there, though. So this is once again serialized field. I think this is going to have to be public because other scripts are going to be accessing it. Is it? Are they? Maybe not. We'll try this. Game object. What do we got on our clipboard? We actually still had that on there. I'm a big fan of seeing what's on your clipboard, except I often remote into computers at my work, and I try to copy paste stuff from my computer to theirs. And I use a team viewer. It works like 90% of the time, but the 10%, the person on the other side is always very shocked by what we're seeing. It's always something embarrassing for them. Okay, so we're gonna put this prefab back in here. I don't know if I need this. We could just rename this to UI. And then stick this in the note. We don't have that many prefabs. We might have a bazillion. Okay, we'll just leave it there. Stop fucking with shit. Get on with it. Population list text. We're actually not going to use that anymore. This is currently going. We're going to use something similar, but we're going to instantiate stuff. So reset the text to nothing between each open. What? So we're just going to comment out this temporarily. And actually, let's cut this out of here and put it down here just so that it's out of the way right now. So on enable, huh? Is that what we want? This doesn't need to be here anymore. Is that what we really want? Is on enable? So it turns on. Yeah, and that's why we have that thing turning it off. And we're going to use that. Okay, so we're going to instantiate. So I think we're going to need an array. So on enable, it's going to go through this list with a for loop. It's basically this thing. That's why we kept this down here. We're going to go there, and then it's going to do a for loop. It's going to find the selected county, and that's going to be county. And then we're going to do this. Population text. So that's all wrong. But we are going to instantiate. Maybe I don't need an array. Maybe I can just go like bam, bam, bam. The thing is, though, are we going to want to delete this shit every time? Because right now, we'll be able to test this pretty soon. Let's just see what we do if we do it without instantiate, and then without an array. I always say that laziness is my no overload for take 0 arguments. I wanted to see what. Oh, okay. So the vector 3 position is the object origin. So that's going to be our prefab here. This really should say prefab, man. Prefab. Man, if I had this 20 years ago, I probably would be a developer now. Instantiate. Then we need its location where we want it to instantiate. So this is going to be. Can we just serialize field this shit and say. Horizontal population list parents, because, I'm going to stop talking about the length of my variable names at some point here. But this needs to be like a transform or something. Yeah, there we go. And then I think we can just put the. Do I have to have a. I don't have to have a rotation or whatever. Okay, so on enable, it's going to instantiate that thing. So let's see what happens. I don't know. This is open. Let's just hit play and see what happens. Oh, we got some shit missing. We got shit missing. Um, we know this is the prefab, and we know that this is the thing. We need to rename that shit though. Uh, wait. And then we'll put. Normally, I don't put that in the front because that's fucking weird. But we're gonna do it this way because I can't read that in the inspector. Okay, save. Now we're going to hit play. All right, we still have an issue. Populate. Oh, they went away because I renamed the variable. I fucking hate that. That is like one of my biggest pet peeves of Unity is if you rename the fucking variable, shit breaks. Because man, I rename variables all the time. What is our problem? We're missing something. What are you missing? The reference script unknown on this behavior is missing. I don't see it. A thing. You know what happened? Did we not save this? Sometimes Unity shits itself. I've mentioned this before. With all the good things that we have in this day and age. Man, I had this bug the other day. What the fuck was I doing? Oh, I was messing around with the UI document thing, and I had this bug that was following me between uh, instances of Unity, and I closed them all, reopened them all, and then suddenly just went away and never came back. I don't know if that was a bug, was one of those bugs, but it's a good way to test it. Yeah. So what is referencing? Okay, what script did we have on population list group? The associated script cannot be loaded. Oh, I know. It was the one we deleted. See, that's what I get for just deleting shit. It was the instantiate one. Okay, so now we're down to this issue. Value cannot be null. Oh, because I've never clicked anything. Uh, let's null. Isn't that what it's called? Null check? Let's put a null check in here. If is equal to null, we'll put var county is equal to Oregon. Is this gonna work? It does. It's like, what is this? Uh, do we give a shit? I think we do. What isn't it like that? Oh, I know why it's else That's not going to do us any good either. But is never used. It will be. It will be right here. Oh, you can't do it from inside there, huh? Well, I have an idea for that. Why can't I do that? Implicitly typed equals null. No, that wouldn't work. That would defeat our whole thing. Our whole thing. Why can't I do this? Implicit typed variables cannot be. Well, I guess it's a string. Can I do that? Oh man, it doesn't like this. This is not a string. This is some weird. This is some weird variable. What does it tell me a solution is? It says no, you just can't do that. Go fuck yourself, you asshole. I mean, that's what it told me. Um, uh, it would be null anyways here, so that's not going to solve our problem. None of this is going to solve our problem. Let's do this. Let's go back to here. Get all this shit out of here. I'm control Zing my life away here. This can get the fuck out of here. If it is not equal to null, run this for loop. And you need to go up here. This is gonna all work out fine. This, my inexperience is showing. Else, debug the county, the currently selected county is null, dipshit. There we go. Oh, it's like I'm drunk tonight, but I'm not. All right, let's put this log thing that it wants in here. Oh my god. Okay. I think we need a comma right here. There we go. All that for relatively nothing. Because we're just gonna turn this off and run it. I don't like bugs even, so that's a thing, and I'm sure that I'm not sure. I hope that I'm erring on the side of a good programmer, but I don't like bugs that can happen just because a panel's open, if that makes sense. Like I want, it to, I don't want it to air out. I want it to tell you like, hey, oh, look at that. Well, let's fix that right off the bat. What do we got going here? Okay, so this needs to be like that. Man, Wolf Parade is a good band. They've been around for a long time. Excuse my slurping. That worked sort of. It made this a child. What? And I can't zoom out anymore, huh? Can I zoom out on the scene? Why did it instantiate so many of them? All right, so first issues first. Oh shit, that's gonna go away when all right, let's hit this one more time so I can look. All right, so we got one. Okay, so that doesn't need to be a child of that. We have this in the wrong spot, so that's easy to fix. This, where did our script go? It's right here. Yeah, we got this in the wrong spot. This should be population list group should be here. So let's rename this. What the fuck did we do here? The parent should be population. Oh, wait, no, don't do that. Uh, uh, I was thinking about doing the name of what we're the parent of that thing, which is probably what we should do. I think we're going to need this. You know what? No, we are going to need that, so I'm going to leave that there. That's why I keep not deleting it. This is going to be all fucked up because I named this, renamed it now. Yep. Okay, so population. So what I was thinking is we should name it. It's this one actually. Uh, no, we definitely need to name it the exact thing so I don't get confused. Population list group. Population list group. Okay, so why did it instantiate a bunch of them? Because it's in a for loop, so it did it each time. So it actually kind of worked how we want it to work, except so there should be 11 of them. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, there should be 10 of them. We didn't do the 11. We haven't done the leader thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Test sex. Let's say we click on this guy. Oh shit. Yeah, we need to blow away these. How do we do that? Destroy. We don't want to destroy all of them. See, so that's what I was thinking about the array thing. We could replace them. We can null out the array. Array 0 would be what did we do here? Array 0 would be this one. This one that says name, age, sex. I just want to blow it up. Object to destroy. Destroy game object. Yeah, we're going to need to make an array then. If we have to name the game object on close. Oh, wow. And we can use my first for loop that doesn't start with 0. Okay. So that's on enable. So when it turns on, it's going to do that. So what about on that close button is we want to blow all this shit away. So let's put this array in here. Do we need this crap? Oh, we might need that crap. We don't need this crap though. Do we? No, that's gone. This is going to be an array of what? Game objects. This is going to be a private called Lation list clones. And then this is going to, we'll put this at 1. And then we're going to say population. Why we're doing that at 1 is because we already have one in there. Oh, how do you add into an array? You just say equals? Do you just do dot add maybe? Add range. Um, cannot explicitly convert. If this was just a normal game object, let's pretend it's this thing. Would it let me do this, or is it we have something else going on? No. Let's look this up. Unity array of game objects. How do I create? It looks like I looked at this before. How do I create this shit? Go. Oh, is that the name of his? See, like, fuck that. Don't call it Go. No, his array is called selector. Public game selected in the editor. Wait, I don't give a shit about that. I'm trying to create an array of selectors as game objects. See, I see this sometimes, but it seems like it's only on old code. Let's ask ChatGPT. We got lucky last time. I think it answered our question correctly the first time. It did, and remember, and I thanked it because it's a bot, and we should be nice to our robot overlords. I always gotta put this on the other screen so I can log in, and you guys can't see my info, you know. Okay, let's bring it back over. What the fuck was my question? In Unity, I want to use English. In Unity, what was my question? How do I make an array of game objects? I like to leave like the worst punctuation. Declare this. In the editor, select the game object that you want to add to the array. Drag and drop the selected game object onto the array in the inspector window. Repeat, no. Oh my god. I'm so fucking stupid. Oh, today, man, today. You put that I there, you fucking idiot. Oh, I also have like a minor sore throat. Okay. So then we're going to do a new. What a fucking moron. This has to be a public void close button. And then when we push the close button, we're going to blow up all of these things. How do we do that? And then why do we need to use? Why wouldn't we just use 0? Why was I thinking we needed 1? We're not going to destroy that one. I don't get to use 1. Okay, so the close button, what did it say? You just destroy. Well, we're going to have another 4. We're going to have the exact same thing here, except it's going to be the destruction. I feel like there should be. How do you just blow up an array? Can you just blow up an array to say, like, hey, it equals null? Didn't we do that earlier? Let's ask it. Let's ask this thing. How do you blow up an array? We'll put a question mark. It's going to be like, what? Oh, it's thinking. It's figuring it out, though. Array.clear. If you want to delete or remove all elements from an array in C pound, I swear to God, I haven't been drinking tonight. I should start. Maybe my orange juice is fermenting on its own. In C sharp, I did this interview like years ago. It was before podcasts existed, so it was called internet radio. Like that's what people called them. And the guy's last name was Bass, and through 75% of the interview, I called him Bass, and then the last 25, I suddenly just started calling him Bass. Poor guy. Anyways, if you want to remove, you can just do array.clear. Well, what's this other weird shit you got in there? That is what I meant. Let's think it. What I meant. Thank you. Let's see. So what we can do is we won't need this then. We can just go, what did we call this thing? Population clone list dot clear. No, it doesn't like that. Array int. Oh, is it? Wait, what? Oh, you actually have to put in array here? I thought they were just using their fucking variable as that. Wait, look at this thing again. Oh, what is the second one? Oh, that's where you start. Huh. Wait, but is it really array? Clear. Wonder why it has to be so complicated. 0. That's a question that I have all the time, though. Oh, you still don't like this? Use system. Yeah, I'll use that system. We're gonna use that system like mad, and I got this thing with a typo again. There's something that I keep typoing in. Okay, so the close button should now make that. No, it shouldn't. We gotta assign that here it is right here. We're gonna assign that code to this close button, which actually isn't. There's a lot of like easy stuff here. So that's gonna set it, deactivate it. Then we're going to drag in this thing, I think is where we have that code. Yep. And then we're going to go to close button. Now we can save this. What happens if we don't hit the close button? Nothing. Can you click on other provinces, counties? Well, that didn't work. Oh, we got a bug too. That guy Keto, how are you doing today? Array.clear will just set the elements to the default value for that. Oh, it doesn't delete it? Well, then I take back this thank you from the bot. So do I really have to do like a for statement? Let's not use the bot. Every once in a while I check in. It's only been right once. You'd want to resize the array. How to resize array. Oh, this is exactly what I'm doing. Create a new array with a new size. Loop through old array and add each element to... What? I have a script using C# array, so replacing... no reason not to use a list. It just seems simpler with an array. Is it easier to delete a list? Is that what we're suggesting here? Let's see. Oh, we can just do the dot clear on that. I have done that before. Just not with this. Clears out all the entries. Oh, good to know. Someone actually in chat, this is probably 20 hours of programming ago, taught me how to use an array. So that's my level of knowledge. Okay, so then let's just do a list. We'll just put a list up here. and we will call it this, but uh, 15 years. Yeah, that'd be great. I like I'm welcome any constructive criticism, and I like the guy who helped me with the array. He just basically he's same thing that you just saw me struggling with something. He's like, you should just use an array here, and I was like, how do I do that? And now I use arrays all the time, so I may be a little array happy actually. Okay, let's see here. So this doesn't need to be public. It's just going to be a private list. I'm going to have to set up a thing, though. Do I have to set up a thing? No. We can just do private list game object, setting up a thing being a class. And so then down here, we don't want this. We're going to add this thing, I think. I always have to double check my code. We can't read this, so I'm going to do that. I don't want this down here, though. What is your preferred language? I think mine is Python, which might be show my ignorance. What is this thing? We got an issue down here because this doesn't have length. We can do count. And we are, we don't need this. We need, it's funny. So I have a friend who's a full stack developer, and so he's like very knowledgeable about stuff, and he hates C#. I told him I was messing around with Unity, and he's like, fuck no, I'm never touching C# in my life. He knows, all these different languages. I don't think he's a Java dude. It's mostly like C++ and Python, a lot of Python. What was the other thing he was using? Oh, he also said he would never touch Go. I don't think we need all this junk in here, if I remember correctly. I haven't done a clear of a list in a long time. It's not going to be this, though. It's going to be... There we go. He does know JavaScript, but I don't think he likes that. You know what we were talking about? Asynchronous stuff, and I know he hates that because I also don't. I don't like asynchronous stuff because I don't think I understand it. So I can commiserate with him. I can be like, I hate how it like. So I messed around with JavaScript for a while, and I don't like how it's like jumping. To me, it just seems like it's just randomly picking stuff. Okay, so back to this. Let's see. Oh, we had this running the whole time. Not gonna help us there. He's an IT guy, like a system engineer or something normally. All right. So we don't have any bugs yet. Now we don't have any. We do have a bug, and it doesn't work. What did we? Whoops! I wanted to see what that was. What did we mess up here? Object reference not set. Oh, did I rename something? I'm missing. I always got to double check all of my. Yes, this thing. I always have to go back. Like I said, so I finally like the other day I wrote a for loop that I didn't have to check my notes on how they're written. This thing is gone, so we can get that out of there. I guess that thing's gone too. Equals new. Okay. So one of the reasons why I like Python is because it forces your not syntax, it forces the how the code looks, and I actually it's like really frustrating for a new person to see, yeah, the indentations and stuff, yeah. It's really frustrating for a new person when you like look at a tutorial and it's written completely differently than like everyone's code looks different. Okay, so that didn't work. When the same issue, did we? Let's look here. We might not have. All right, what did I do wrong with this? Close button clear. Um, oh, you're right. See, I always need someone to be looking over my shoulder, make it easier. Okay, so I still do have to so I still have to do a for loop to destroy them all, which is kind of a bummer. I was trying to be lazy. Never works. I should just copy this shit down here. And it's not going to be county count. It's going to be, and we'll put this at the end. We don't need to do that. Okay, population. How did I do this? It said destroy. Never destroyed anything before either. Destroy. I think like that. Oh man, I did it again. Guess we don't need this system thing in here. We're going to be using text thing. Currently, we're just throwing this text stuff up, but I need to assign a different list to each one of those. So are you a developer for living? All right. We got 4. We're closing. And they're gone. They've been deleted. Let's pick a different one. And we got 3. Awesome. See? With help. It's so easy. All right, I'm going to take a quick break though. That's like the perfect spot. But when we come back, we're going to fill in all of that text. I'm going to not have this playing while I leave. Yeah, well, maybe I will. It's something more to look at. Let's do a 10. Oh, you know what? Before I walk away here, what happens if you click over here? Yeah, this is my fear. We need to make that. I can't move this. So that doesn't do anything because we're on it. We need to like disable these panels. Um, Panels. I'll forget. I'm just gonna go smoke and I'm just gonna go have a cigarette and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes, but I will literally forget that if I don't put this in here. Disable panels when a panel, not disable. We want it, it has a name. Make in, no, it's not make, what is it? Fuck. Where's my button? There's a, it's already built in here. It's not disable. It's I can't remember what it's called. Make not work. No, not set active. It just makes it so that they don't do anything. Um, interactable. That's what we want. Make yes, exactly. uh, uh, disable interactability when four panels behind other panels. You know, time will be paused. That's something. Time will be paused. I wonder if we can even click on that shit when time's paused. Uh, but I bet you we can. All right, I'm gonna be right back. Yeah, it's not. They aren't animated, or does that count as an animation when you like move? You can still click on them. You know, it's easy to test. I already have a thing here. Yeah, they're still gonna. We need to make them not interactable. Um, time messing with the time is actually one of the easier things in Unity. I was quite shocked. I thought that would be a huge pain in the ass, but it's all right. I'm gonna leave it like this, but I'm gonna be back in less than 5 minutes. I need to go smoke a cigarette. All right, be right back. All right, I'm back. My music is gone too, and so I was confused. What are you doing here? All right. Uh, so EA, huh? Mobile games. What engine do you prefer? Well, I was just talking to somebody in YouTube comments. Uh, of the major ones, the three that I looked at was Unreal, Unity, and Godot. I actually messed around with Godot first. This part shouldn't be that hard because we already have this. We already have this county thing in here, so it should be. Um, it should be. We need. What is this thing called? UI county panel. We could actually just up here to be lazy. Var panel. So I messed around with Godot first, and it's so that's why I messed around with Python actually, and it's just it has such there's way more tutorials and stuff for Unity. I feel I don't know how. I guess it's yeah. I guess we'll no. I don't think it's worth putting these three things. No, this isn't what we want to do. This isn't what we want to do at all. We want to assign these. Is that gonna? Yes. How did we do it down here? Yeah, we're just gonna assign this stuff. It's actually we can just copy and paste this crap. We don't need. We don't need. What are we calling this now? Oh, not in the close button. um, we need this here. I complain about the tutorials a lot for Unity, but there's still, we don't need this thing. This should be, we can just put this to county, this whole thing. I got an extra thing here. Oh, I deleted that. I said we didn't need that anymore, and I was wrong. That's part of the thing. And so my complaint is that a lot of times they'll be doing a basic. This is a summary of all of my different complaints. They'll be doing a basic tutorial, but they don't explain enough of the basics. Uh, Obviously, the more you learn, the easier the tutorials are. But that's still like it's a weird thing. But yeah, the Godot ones there's much fewer. And after I figured out that it was easier to a lot of times to search. Uh, is this what we're doing here? Oh, we're not going to be able to do it that way anymore. No, we need to have three of these, and they got to be. Um, this part's the same. These things are going to be the same, but the rest isn't. So when I first started, I had much larger. Uh, I'm trying to think of a way to say that isn't idiotic. Uh, Loftier goals. I had much loftier goals, and then each thing that I did was way more difficult than I thought. So I kept narrowing down uh, the focus until it would be like, how do I just get something to the debug log? Just that's my whole game is just print. Like the hello world thing, and then how do I do each infinitesimal step. Um, so that made it like I found this tutorial that actually was like a tutorial for pretty much the first part of the game. I wanted like a gladiator game with like auto battler. You know how they're popular now, like those type of things. And I was like, I've always wanted to make one of those, and I found this tutorial that was like every step. It was actually this amazing tutorial that actually taught me a bunch, but my inability to know what he was talking about 90% of the time. Like, I got it working just how he told me, but in that one, his tutorial was great. He explained like everything he was doing, but I still like, I remember I was frustrated because I didn't know that what this button did, and I didn't know that I was missing some gizmo, and I couldn't find. I was like Googling everywhere, and I couldn't find it. You know, like where's this thing missing? And then it was just this gizmo was turned off. You know, the whole thing was turned off. I just didn't know that. So like even like those little things, you like to waste 2 hours to find out that my gizmo thing was turned off, you know, and it was just some obscure comment, like, you know, in some Unity forum, like, you know, someone was replying, someone was like, are you sure your gizmos are turned on? I was like, oh my God. Um, so yeah, but like I said, I do have a lot of complaints about them, but I also like watch them and read them. I try to watch them less now and read more, but I do wish that there was a standard for code. All right, so what we got to do actually is for each one of these, we got to, this actually shouldn't be that hard either. How are we going to do this? So each one of these has 3 things in them. So each one is going to get components. No, get out of here. Transform get child. We need the first child, and then we need this text component, which is really text mesh pro. Yes, this dot, no, not text. You probably want to write a new monobehavior that wraps up the functionality for setting the text. Why? So that's another thing that I don't quite understand is why they want everything to be a monobehavior. Why is everything supposed to be so fragmented? I feel like you have like this just a bazillion things in your scripts. You know, like some of this stuff, it makes sense to split them apart, but I feel like then you're also like everything's public and static to try to like talk to each other, and I don't understand instances. But why would I want to? You don't have. You can just link if you like. Oh, I don't want you to like write a novel to. You know, it's not your responsibility if you know what I mean. I'm gonna put this down here so I can see it. So that actually would work. You're kind of trying to represent the game object through a similar interface. So that but what is the benefit of that? Is it just like better code understanding? I just need some of these here, so we'll fix this. I know it's ugly. 1, 2, and this is gonna equal. Oh, actually, we need this is gonna be first name plus last name. And then this next thing is going to be, what do we do? Age. To string. So in this class, you have you have to access a bunch of child transforms, and the game object structure has to remain exactly the same. Okay. If you order the game object now, you may not be able to access the. Yes. So, and that's like, I don't know how to like fix that. And I don't like that because I love to rename shit. So, if I accidentally rename this or add one thing, the whole game breaks. It's very fragile. Uh, so, how do the mono behaviors help with that? Or is that just a different thing that you're talking about? And then this is, we're just going to leave that bool. How did we do that down here? We just did something dumb. Yeah, we just did is male, and then we'll do that for right now, and then we'll fix that in a second. I just want to make sure it works before I get to let's put in text though. Plus, all right, then we'll text it. Then we'll fix this so that it's not saying is male. They're related pretty much anytime I made something a prefab, I write some mono behavior that wraps up interactions with all the game in that prefab. This person's name is oh. that would that would just be we have the wrong thing in here. We want last name. Um, I was about to say this person's name is Juan Juan. That doesn't seem right. Okay, so we're gonna need that bigger area. Let's turn this off and do it again. Okay, so maybe I'm accidentally doing something right over here. Let me do this test real quick. Kimberly Walker. Yeah, so we need to make this bigger. Or the text smaller. Let's do this real quick. I guess this would be in the prefab. We would change. Can we do this as a group? We're going to auto size this text. No, we don't want to do that. We're going to auto size this text with a top of max 36. And then let's do this one more time here. And then I think so that's what I started doing in these other ones, and then it actually has been confusing me. Now we need no, that's working, and this is slightly smaller. These are all dudes, which is kind of weird. I guess it's only 3 of them. Carol or Carlos, Ruth, Susan, everything looks great. Okay, so this works, and this is lined up as well. Okay, so this is what I've been doing lately. It's actually almost all of these scripts. This is what they are, and I think this is what you're saying. And just tell me if I'm on the right path here. For some reason, sometimes I can't click fast enough. Like this county panel, all it is now is just on awake. It sets these things, and that's how like a bunch of my panels are now. So you're okay. So the reason I started doing this is because for that exact reason is I was having such an issue like referencing these things from other places. So I just started setting these up. No, that's not right. Oh, this one is going down the children. You're saying put it on the child and say like, hey, this is just this equals this. Let me see if I can let's see so let's go back to that prefab. So what you're saying is in this prefab have a script on here that says the variable whatever text mesh pro equals name not text or name text, and then in awake it would just say like this basically. I don't think I have an example of that. At the root of the prefab, Well, that's a different. This one has a script on. Oh no, it doesn't have a script on it. So what you're saying, we would have. Just making this, clean this up real quick. They can be hooked up in this. Oh, you mean like drag and drop them in there? I hate dragging and dropping them in there. Because I'm always, because when you rename a variable, they break. So you're saying, let me do something real quick here. This part should be its own not the part where it says to the string. Here, I'll just do it. It'll be easier if I just do it. And then you can tell me if I'm following what you're saying. Okay, so I need a new script. We'll put it in the UI here. This is going to be called. This is a very long. Zontal population list. I guess I'll put text at the end just so that it matches. You know, I created this earlier and then I deleted it. And we don't need this crap. And we don't need this crap. Then we can go to, like from here up, just out of laziness. It's probably even easier just to not to delete all this stuff. This is going to be an awake. It's because I have all this shit here. Let's just undo this here. Go back a little bit. There we go. We don't want that. In awake, we want this crap. And then above it, do I call it something like population list entry? It would have reference to those 3 text components. It would have a function that lets you just pass in 3 strings to those variables. Okay. So I think I think you're going one step farther than I was thinking. I was just going to put the Text Mesh Pro UGUI things, but you're saying have the actual text pass to here. So let me see if I'm on the right track here. So this is going to be called what is this thing? This is the name text. It's going to be public, static. And we need another one of these. What do we, age? And it is male. That means that there's only one of them. But so you're saying, Pullen, like, is this the instance thing that I don't quite understand? Because I was having issues with that, and I ended up changing everything to static and this is a different thing. Maybe I'll finally understand. So we got a public one, and then I'm gonna put, what is this last thing? Is male. This is a sex text. Then this, actually we don't want. It's very important. Yes. What do we got here? We don't need this. We don't need this. Then so that's the thing. So there's a few things that I can't. So when I was like 20, so this is like, you know, 30 years ago, I took a C class, and I can't remember if it was C plus or just C, and I couldn't wrap my head around pointers. Um, and I feel like there's a few things like, what are they called? Um, whoops. Events and delegates. I can't wrap my head around them. And another one is instances. Hook those. So you think just dragging them, dropping them is better? Or is there another way to do it? Because if I, oh wait, really, dragging and dropping is better than awake. Okay, so now I think this will solve that another issue that I've been having. Let me think. So in a prefab, if I do this, let me stick this on this prefab. I guess the prefab's already open. UI. So why is that better than having an awake? You just don't want to have a bunch of crap in awake? Because I put everything in awake. Okay, so we have those three. Then if we go back to this other script, so that's all that's in there, huh? The code looks cleaner. Then we would say here, we would get rid of that. Okay, yeah, we would get rid of this. I was just double checking with this. Oh, wait, you're saying do an instance, though. Um, so if we did that, we would do a private instance. Whoops. That's very long. Yeah, I always make my variable names really, really long. Um, you just want to call the get component on the um. So I don't need this. I need to call it on in the population list. What have I done here? Now I've confused myself. Okay, so if what you're saying is uh like that? It's a lot shorter. I saw this tutorial. It wasn't a tutorial. It was some Unity thing that's the guy said it had like 3 million views, and it said the guy said how to learn Unity without ever doing a tutorial or something like that, and I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive. How do you do that? But no, this is just this thing's name. Wait, no, it's not. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Then you get less of this crap too. This is gonna be age. Oh wait, no, this isn't. Anyway, so I watched this video because I was like, "What is he talking about?" And he said basically the same thing. You know, at the beginning, break everything down as small as possible, then do tutorials. Uh, I'm doing something wrong here. This should be named text. This is going to be. I got the wrong thing. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, so we get that we on the list in the population list clones. We have let's my mine. We have the first one added in here. Oh, then I have to do the get component on here? It seems like that's the same thing. That's what I did last time. Uh, you want to get call on the results of the, so that's this thing. So isn't that the same as this though? Or do I get component that H, the UI, H, UI, you're saying like do this, um, then name text. Well, actually, we're on the wrong one here, though. We're on age text. And then like that. But this needs to have dot text at the end. Oh, I got another thing here. There we go. I was like, what is this extra? So then why is this? So this is just better because, so if, I move things around, this one will break. Or sorry, this one will break. This one would break, but it's easier to fix. No, it's because I would just drag it over there instead of trying to find all the places in the code where it broke. Am I thinking correctly here? All right. And that makes sense. And I want it to be less fragile. That's like I mentioned before, it's like a nightmare how fragile everything is. Let's copy this thing back up here. Copy this. Actually, you can just go right here. And name. It's funny. So I'm an IT manager, and I mention that like every stream because it always comes up. I am not a big fan of people calling me, so I always like the first like 5 questions I usually ask for via text, and I've learned that you got to really like it's really hard to like ask people the right things or say the right things because you don't like know where their mind is. Then after that, I just remote into their computer and look at it. But sometimes I just want to know uh, what they're thinking or what their problem is to start with, because I don't want to go in blind, if that makes sense. This is not what that is. That's the variable. We want this to be a sex text. Exactly. Because sometimes well, probably at least 50% of the time it's just restart your computer. Okay. All right. So that makes sense. And the guy who helped me with the raise was also like, had also pointed out like the way I write the code is very error ridden, which wasn't offended at all. I just wanted, to know the better way. That's my whole thing. Is if I can know the better way, I'll just start doing it that way. And well, I have to understand why too. Not always, but most of the time. Uh, okay. So let's test this. Let's see. We already tested it, but let's test it. With these changes. And click here. Just dawned on me, these are not quite. Oh, the false is a little wider. Is the Robin King is a female, so there we got that. Ages all look good. Everyone's name is good. This is 10. If we close that still blows everybody away, which is what we want. Then we get 3. This is all women. The other one was all men. They're gonna have to meet each other at some point, I think. I have a Discord if you want to jump in there. My main. All right, so that all works. Let me save this. I have my question that I always ask everyone. Do I have my README open? Let me also open up my README because I started a new thing. File. If it's all right with you, I'm going to put your name in here that you thanked me, or that I'm going to thank you that you helped me. If that's okay with you, there's nothing to it. I just want it on my GitHub because I appreciate the help that you guys have been giving here. Whoops, without the typo though. So, anyways, this is the question I ask everyone. Well, not everyone. I mention this probably every stream. I gotta find one. Have we done it yet? It's when I put an if statement in update, and I know there's got to be a better way to do it. I don't think I have. Have I not? No, you know what? I did it in a lot of stuff open here. I did it in army movement. Yeah, there has to be a better way than having like all these. This is my theory. Awesome. Thanks, man. Um, there has to be a better way to do this with instead of having like in fixed update, like an if statement that kicks off this stuff. I feel like there has to be a better way to do it. And I'm always like, it always comes back to this. I try to think like, here's a perfect example. If move equals true, it's just like a bool, then it runs this function. And I feel like that there has to be a better way. I mean, I know there is. There's like delegates and things, but I never can I can't wrap my mind around how they work. Um, it's very weird. And this is like notes that I've put in, and then I couldn't remember why I put like we want to co-routine in the ifs, but then I couldn't remember why. I was thinking that like there has to be a better way than an if statement in fixed update or an update. Thanks. Like this thing, I don't remember what this is for anymore, so I can get rid of this debug log. And probably this one. I leave them in here for a bit, and then when I go back, I just get rid of them. But yeah, they're like, it's like if you can just, what is the name of it? And then I can like Google it and try to learn. Because like I said, I've looked at like delegates and I can't right now. When I'm done streaming, I might be able to. What time is it? 9 o'clock? Probably not. I actually need to stop streaming very soon. But I could. I definitely want to. Can I PM you later, and then we can go over that stuff? I would totally appreciate it. That's like my biggest pet peeve is this the if statement because I know that it's wrong and I just don't know how to fix it. Anyways, let's see. I think that was the main thing. No, actually, there's a thing we want to do that I just want to make sure this worked. And I think I have time to do this. We want to do the same thing, but with the leaders at the top. So, double check that I didn't spell your name wrong twice. No. Okay. So we want the leader to be at the top. And we also, let's fix this thing so it doesn't say is male, because that looks dumb. Let's fix that first. Need to close some of this crap. Select county we might look at. No, we won't look at that. County we're not going to look at right now. So this would be another one. And this is actually a prefab too. So I just put this on the this part on the prefab. Well, I guess this one doesn't matter as, oh no, this is for the panel. Oh, this is just lists in that panel. We don't need that. I just don't want so many things open right now because I have too many things open. These things all got moved. I put them in a folder. Okay. All right. So back to this thing. We want just an if statement in here. This should be easy. This should be cake. True. Cut. Get rid of this crap. Uh, Probably want it to be the right thing there, and then else. And lost a quote. All right, now I need to turn this off. It's one of the few times I've had issues streaming. Oh, I actually had a couple of frames lost. Streaming when where I lost frames was when that's running in the background while I'm doing other stuff and it tries to compile. We probably want that all to be capital or not capital. All right, that looks right. Probably we'd want to do a symbol at some point, but right now we're going for like ultra ugly. I mean, we're not going for that. So now we're going to do this again, but I want to do it with. You can make a list read only, huh? We don't need this anymore. This has been accomplished. What does it go here? Read only or the other side? Let's see. So yeah, do I have enough time to do this? I have time. It'll be one thing completely accomplished from my project today. Is if I can get this off of my list. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the moral support. All right, so let's do this here. I want to put the leaders above this or heroes. So what we're going to need to do though, let's see here. It's actually not, I don't need to fuck with this at all. Now that I think about it, I just need to have it instantiate the heroes first, and then it will do all the work itself. So, actually, this is going to go right here. We're going to want to go through. What did I call that thing? County is actually all we need. We need. I guess I am going to need something from this. What did we call this? Is that what we were doing here? Yes. Faction hero. How did we do this? So let's see. When you click on a county, you get the name of the county. So I gotta my music stopped, so I had to start it again here. Yeah, you get the name of the county. How the fuck was I doing this? Faction name, but where was I getting the faction name from? Is that still working? Oh, we need to fix that. So that still works. How the fuck was I doing that? Can't even remember. Let's see. Generate leaders. That's gonna put the leaders there, but then on select, I closed it. I got it carried away. Select county is where it's gonna pull. Check for heroes. County name, faction name. Okay, so that's what I was doing. Okay, couldn't remember how I was doing this. Okay, so what we're gonna need to do is uh, not that. We need. No, it should be. It's in that dictionary. No, it's not. It's in a different one. It's in a different list. It is in county. This is going to be. Man, this is gonna be one long variable. I'm like looking at this like I'm doing something wrong, but I actually think this is just gonna be a ridiculous variable, which is why we're not going to. Whoops, we're not going to. I gotta look at this again. It's county. No, it's not that one. It's county populate. What is this test list? The fuck is this? Let's see if anything explodes there. It's under counties. I closed everything and now I need it again. It's under counties faction name. So back over to this thing before I get confused again. We need counties. This needs another thing at the end. This is a ridiculous. It's so long that I can't even see the whole thing, even on a new line. Uh, dots. There we go. It took a minute of mentally going through all that. Okay, so that's gonna get the faction name, and that is a crazy. Then we're gonna go through. It's basically the same as that other thing when we. I think it is basically the same. Faction.count. And there should only be one in there right now, but we still want to put it in there for later. Then this is going to start out with these same clones. I wonder if there's a way to do this without having this like duplicated. So we have that add in there the first time. So it's going to go through that list. No, that's just adding the thing. That's just adding the thing in there. We're going to need this to go through. It's the same. It's a second list that is in the same UI. So basically, I want it just above. Just above the other ones. And right now, there's only one hero, but it would be, there'd be a number of heroes at some point. Clones dot. So that's going to give us the game object. And then these things are still going to have to, and it's going to be a different. Yeah, so I don't think I can duplicate it. I'm thinking about actually just combining these lists. I was talking about at the beginning of the stream, I was like, is there even like a point to having these different lists? Because they're very similar right now, and they're going to be very similar for a long time. Faction. I mean, we can just. And yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think I might just combine these lists and just have one say, like, is hero or not. Because I have a bunch of stuff like this currently where it's very similar, like, it's slightly different. It's exactly like this. Like, it's slightly different, but it's not actually that much different. And so if I combine the lists, so that's another thing that I always wonder about. Like, at what point are your lists out of control when you have like so many things saved in a list? Like, should I be worried about that? Like using memory or something? you know? And this is going to be the same thing too. Yeah, so I'm basically making the same, whoops, twice. All right. I'm not going to do it then. I'm just not going to worry about it. We want this. I knew there was a country in here, or county in here somewhere. So eventually there's like currently only like 10 people, but I want each county to have like 100 or so people. And the map's going to be like 300 counties. So it's going to grow. Right now we're just working on the baby of these this little section, because that's all we need for testing. This is probably actually too many. We could probably done it with, got rid of these two. Probably could have got rid of these 3 for testing. Okay, what is this craziness? The craziness looks good. All right. I keep meaning to turn that off and forgetting. Okay, Deborah Simmons is the leader. Nicholas Richards, look how. Okay, so this didn't. This is at the bottom. Yeah, so that should be Lord Haywire right here. That's the test person. It's at the bottom and it doesn't have the right information, so I must have missed something here. What do we got in the console? Oh, we got some. Oh, it's because that thing was open. Let's turn that off so that stops happening. Let's do one more test. Whoops, not create army. Yeah, it's not working. I missed something. One of these things is not here. Yes, here. Wait, did we get that bug again? Not bug, error. I guess both error and bug. Game object is null. No. All right, let me see here. Um, so this is adding it to the list. Is it adding this? Why is it the bottom? Has that been happening the whole time and I just didn't notice that they're in opposite orders? I think I commented out my comments or my debug log. I did. I bet you they're in the opposite order, which actually makes sense. So besides the data being messed up, that totally makes sense because it makes the first one and then it the next one comes in and pushes that one down. All right, so let's fix the data issue here. First name, last name. Make sure I didn't get anything. Nope. It probably has something to do with this ridiculous thing. I would guess. Currently selected province or county is going to be Portland, Oregon. Dot faction name. That's going to be counties list. So this is going to be the shipbirds. The shipbird thing is there. That actually looks correct. Get component text.text equals faction I, which is going to be 0. This isn't a very good name for this. Faction list, because it is the list plus. Let's see what we're missing here. Let's just put name in here and put this. This might just be like empty or something. Oh, I forgot a plus. So does it matter that they're in that order? Yes. I think we want it in the correct order. Let's see here. So that has the right name. Let's see. Oh, it's the 4. It's because these are in different group. It's going through the same. Yeah, so this is 0. That's what's happening. Like something's getting reset. That's what's happening. And this is what I was talking about earlier, and then I like got sidetracked by like starting this as a 1. So this should be. This should start at. This should start at population. Okay, so this one's starting at 0. Then that's what was happening. Is this then this one's going at 0 as well, and so all of these are 0, and they're getting overwritten. I'm not sure why that one was saying. All right, definitely, man. Thank you. What game are you playing? Let me see here. I think that's what it is. Okay, well, now he's at the top. Maybe I was wrong about the order. What did I do with that debug log with all of the things? Where was that? That was in her word. Good night, man. Hearthstone. Hearthstone. Overwatch. I haven't played any Overwatch or Hearthstone. Maybe Overwatch. I'm definitely not gonna check out. I did. I played it at a friend's house. It's just not a type I'm into. But Hearthstone's the like kind of like a role playing game, right? It was this thing. Here's the debug log I want back. I knew there was a reason I didn't. But yeah, you have a good night as well. And I'll definitely message you on Discord probably tomorrow. Like Magic the Gathering. Gotcha. And thank you again for the help, man. Now I know better ways to do things. Okay, so let's go back to our list here. Anthony Clark is at the top. Is Anthony Clark the hero? Anthony Clark is the hero. Evelyn. Oh, this is different people. These are the heroes that were created. I was like, who the fuck are these people? All right, man. Yeah, thanks again for the help, and have a good night. This is the heroes. We need the other debug log to come out too. What did I do with it? Oh, I copied it and pasted it. That was under. No, it was over here somewhere. Um. Oh, and right, and I changed these all to say faction. I just want to double check the order. Generate population. Where did I put this one? At the very end. I think I need it right here. Yeah, I need it right here. But this is going to be county name. County name. What do we got here? Today this thing's been very touchy about these multiple lines. All right, let's see now. And then I'm gonna call it a night. Everything always, like I always say, like every other stream, everything always takes longer than I. Oh, now our population's broken. How the fuck did I do that? Like this is all I added, wasn't it? Or did I move something else on accident? I may have. We'll have to Control Z our way out of there. Out of the mistakes I have made. Yeah, somehow my debug log fucked everything up. I thought that said Buck Rogers for a second there. All right, back to this debug. I need to see this thing. Debug log. It's because this should say county. That's what's going on. County population, not county heroes. Yeah, we should probably just combine these and do it by location. It's going to be kind of weird. I guess it wouldn't be weird. We can just move stuff around. This is location. Oh, right. It does not have a county location. Okay, here we go. I don't have last name in here, so we'll just put name. Man, it's weird. Minor Threat is playing in the background, and it's weird hearing these songs. They come on every once in a while. I think they came on last time I was streaming. But it's so weird listening to them after all this time. All right, Sean Cole. Look at these people. Oh. Man, the debug log is more of a pain. Oh, this is like an old. Oh. This debug log is not what we want. Whoops. I mean, we can deal with it. We need this to be in. It is in the 4 thing, so we'll put this here. These need to be eyes. Remember I did this with the eye. Well, I originally put them as. Stop it. Get out of here. We didn't call it eye though, because we had some weird issue where it didn't like the eye. So let's put a population index in here. I don't know why it's not doing this all of a sudden. Makes me worried something else is fucked up. Okay, now this test should work. Yeah, like there's Tillamook and Christopher Martin. Michael Simmons is in. Oh, but we're missing the thing. Cowlit's gonna have 10 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Michael Simmons is next. Howard Taylor. Yep. So this is going in the correct order. So we are set. We got the first part of this done. Next will be the we're gonna put this in. We're gonna push this to GitHub, but first we're going to. This is done, so we're gonna put this over here. Not archive. We are gonna close this, and this one actually, I think. Well, I'm gonna put this as one of these, like, because this is gonna be like a bunch of cleanup. I'm gonna put this back over here, but what we need is this scroll bar thing. Bar in population. We can make like the things bigger just to fuck up that, so we can test the scroll bar. Our info panel, and that will be like the last part that we need for this particular branch. Then we can push this. Then we can merge the branch. Added leaders, heroes. I gotta rename everything to heroes. This suddenly looks tiny. I guess it's because I was looking at that other wall, or wall panel, whatever, window. Add heroes and added heroes and instantiated everything. You know, like half the shit we just deleted. It was that first hour of indecision. Okay. All right, we're gonna commit this shit, and then we're gonna upload it, and then that is it. We're gonna push it, I guess. That is it for me today, tonight. Thank you for joining me, and thanks again for the help. I will talk to you guys next time.